Listening to the Not So Christian in Me show, starring Southern Girl.
Hello. Welcome to the Not So Christian Me Show. I'm your host and CEO, Southern Girl Denise. And today we have another great show. Today we have local franchise business owner of Howdy Homemade Ice Cream, Mr. Roderick Batson, as he continues to honor National Developmental Disability Awareness Month with everyday support of its special needs employees. Without further ado, please help me welcome Mr. Rod Batson.
Hey,
How are you?
Hey, I love that introduction. It's spot on.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. I was working really hard on it.
Man, I gotta give you credit.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being my special guest. How are you?
I'm doing so amazing. I'm honored to be on this show. Thank you.
Well, I'm honored to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Rod Batson. I'm from the Katy area, right outside of college. I'll fast forward. So right outside of college, I started working for Child Protective Services as an investigator. So I love being a help for the voiceless, and so I love helping, quote unquote, save lives in that industry. And so I did that for 3 years. But as you may know, working for the state can become a little taxing at times. So I transferred over into the medical field in 2014, where I became a medical sales rep from 2014 to 2016. And in 2016, I decided to start my own medical sales company. And by the grace of God, that kind of took off. And so from that, I was able to open up different businesses and different ventures, like a home healthcare company. I have an investment in a small hospital and various things in the medical field. But during COVID, I started to think outside the box again, and I wanted to get back to more service and more helping individuals. And so that's where I saw the founder of Howdy Homemade, which is Tom Landis in Dallas, Texas. He was on the Today Show talking about basically closing the doors of his store because of COVID and because not being able to be open and not knowing when he would be able to open up again. He was financially strapped and he was tapped out. And so he wanted to close the business. And at that time, it was just one store, his. And so that really spoke to my heart, seeing him on TV with the individual with special needs and hearing that individual talk about what it meant to him to have a job. So I reached out to Tom, and 3 weeks later we met in person, and I bought a checkbook with me, and I wouldn't leave until he gave me either the company or gave me ownership or allowed me to franchise his concept essentially. So he tried to talk me out of it, which was a bad idea because, I'm not easily persuaded when you try to talk me away from doing God's work. And so 4 months later, I opened my doors here in Katy, and it's been amazing since then. And so we do hire 85% of our staff has special needs. I have over 32 individuals on payroll now that have special needs. And It's been great. It's been an amazing journey, and it's been the best thing that's happened to me thus far.
Wow. So I want you to talk a little bit more about that encounter with Mr. Tom because I want to know how was his facial expression when you pulled out that checkbook?
Yeah, so I'm impulsive, and so I have a tendency to move quickly, and when I want something, I go after it like crazy. And so it was wild. I pulled up with a checkbook, and when I got there, I had my father with me, and he said, "Man, he elbowed me." He said, "Wait. You haven't even tried this man's ice cream yet before wanting to buy
Yeah.
his ice cream shop." So by the grace of God, Tom had bought samples of his flavors with him.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
we got to taste the ice cream there at the restaurant we were eating and meeting at, and it was spot on. It's homemade, so it has a
Okay.
very unique, distinct taste. And so that was icing on the cake. I was already gonna buy it for the simple fact that the ability to hire people with special needs was enough for me. But his
Yeah.
facial expression, it's hard to explain because I'm young. I was probably opposite of what he was thinking was gonna pull up, and
Right,
he could,
right.
yeah, so he could see my passion in it. He saw how passionate I was, and so it's
Mhm.
2.5 years now. We've locked arms, and we're working on different ventures together. So it's been a great partnership between Tom and I. Tom was the founder of Texadelphia. It was a Philly cheesesteak
Yeah, I remember.
chain. So
Restaurant, right?
he's
Yeah.
the founder of Texadelphia, and that did really well. So he's worked in the restaurant industry his whole life. I've never been in that industry. So
Okay.
his advice to me was get away, because the
Mhm.
restaurant industry has a crazy turnover, and he was burnt
Right.
out. He's going on 58, and he has back problems and stuff. And so he was like,
Mhm.
"Rod, you're young, you're ambitious, your companies do well, you have amazing family. Do not get involved in this restaurant industry. It's going to be uh, a really bad
Stressful.
mistake for you." And so I'm glad that I was able to persuade him to allow me to franchise Howdy, because I've
Mhm.
I've given him a spark again. I've showed him that it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be stressful. Um, it just needs some innovation, and we need to redo the way that we think about the restaurant industry, and the people that we hire, and the way we conduct business in the industry. And so the store is not driven on money. It's not fast paced. It is
Mhm.
you feel love in the air when you're in there. The people that we
Oh,
hire have amazing customer service. It's a
that's
vibe,
good.
and we make it a family friendly environment. So it's not so robust and so hurry, get you in, get you out, get you in, get you out, because
Yeah.
that's what creates the stress. And so we
Right.
changed it. We changed how we operate, and so it works, and it's
Oh,
it's actually very non-stressful. And
that's good. That's really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Can you adjust your phone or your device so that we can get more lighting because you're a little dark in some areas?
Yes.
Mhm.
Can you see better?
Yeah. It's still a little dark. Maybe you can get an overhead light or something. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
That's a little bit better. Yeah, that's better now. Now see, I can see your pearly whites. I can see it.
Yeah.
So do you guys still have the Dallas location?
The
Is
Dallas,
it still?
so not just the Dallas location. So once I came on, and I
Mhm,
showed him that we could thrive, and so I opened up
mhm.
Houston. Houston became the hot spot. We did 2.5 times the sales of Dallas. He was in business for 7 years before I opened up, and we doubled his sales first year. And so we
Wow.
became the training hub. And so he said, "Rod, since you're the first person to franchise, do you mind leading the franchising of
Mhm.
Howdy?" And so I sold 9 stores in 1 year. So now we
1
have
year.
9 different
Mhm.
locations around the country, with more on the horizon. We're in HEB, 125 HEBs. We're on the verge of
Mhm.
going into Kroger's and Walmart. So not only are we in storefronts, we're in the retail sector also. And so all this has happened in the last 18 months. We went from almost closing the business down to now
Mm.
now growing like wildfire all over the country. And so it's a beautiful